Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever met someone who just seems to suck the energy right out of you? Maybe they mess with your emotions or leave a trail of drama wherever they go. Evil isn't just something you see in fairy tales or blockbuster movies, it's real and it's often way subtler than we expect. The good news? You don't need to be a psychic to spot it. With a little know-how, you can pick up on the red flags and keep your peace intact. Evil people don't show up with a villainous laugh or a spooky cape, their actions give them away. They manipulate, they exploit, and they prey on your kindness. In this video, I'm diving into 10 undeniable signs you're dealing with an evil person inspired by the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius. These insights will arm you with the clarity and confidence to protect your energy and navigate life like a pro. So, grab a snack, get comfy, and let's jump into the first part of this journey. Ready? Let's do this. Sign 1. Relentless manipulation. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "He who has many fears has many things to manipulate." That's not just a cool quote, it's a wake-up call. Evil people don't operate on honesty or integrity. Instead, they twist reality using lies as their go-to weapon. Let me share a story. I once worked with a guy who seemed like my biggest cheerleader. He'd sing my praises in meetings, making me feel like a rock star. But behind closed doors? He was subtly undermining me, exaggerating tiny mistakes to make me look bad to the higher-ups. When I called him out, he played it cool, saying he was just trying to help me grow. For a second, I doubted myself. Was I overreacting? That's the thing about manipulation, it's sneaky. It chips away at your confidence, making you question your own judgment. These people don't build trust, they exploit your weak spots to keep you under their thumb. They'll make you feel like you need them to succeed. Stoicism teaches us to combat this with clarity and self-control. A good person lifts you up, encouraging you to stand on your own 2 feet, not tying you up in their web of control. If someone's constantly pushing you to follow their lead while ignoring your boundaries, that's a massive red flag. Epictetus said it best, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Don't play their game. Step back, trust your instincts, and reclaim your mental clarity. That's how you break free. Sign 2. A charming facade. Epictetus warned us that appearances can be deceiving, no matter how shiny they seem. Ever met someone who's just too charming? Like, their smile and smooth words feel straight out of a rom-com? It's almost too good to be true, and often it is. Charm is awesome when it's genuine. It builds trust and fosters real connections. But in the wrong hands, it's a weapon. Evil people use charm to reel you in, making you feel special while hiding their true motives. I had a friend like this once. He could light up a room, making everyone feel like they were his best friend. But I started noticing something off. His compliments always came with a catch, like he was buttering people up to get something out of them. When he didn't need you anymore, he'd ghost you or even badmouth you to others. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." These people use charm to mask their selfishness. Their words are sweet, but their actions? Not so much. So, how do you spot the fakes? Pay attention to how they act when there's nothing in it for them. Do they treat everyone the same, or do they only turn on the charm when it benefits them? Trust your gut. If someone's charm feels like a performance, it probably is. Stoicism reminds us that real kindness doesn't need a script. It shines through naturally. Look past the dazzling surface and focus on their actions. That's where the truth hides. Sign 3. Lying without a second thought. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nothing should be said if it isn't true." But for some people, truth is just an inconvenience. Evil individuals don't lie by accident. They do it on purpose, crafting stories to dodge responsibility, gain power, or mess with your head. I once knew someone who'd spin these wild tales to make herself look like the hero. She'd claim she single-handedly saved a project at work. But when I checked the records, her story didn't add up. When I asked her about it, she flipped the script, saying I must have misunderstood. Classic gaslighting. These kinds of lies aren't sloppy, they're strategic. Evil people use them to make you doubt your own reality, giving them control over the narrative. Their stories are like a house of cards, always needing more lies to keep it standing. But here's the thing. The truth doesn't need propping up. To protect yourself, look for inconsistencies. Do their stories change? Do their actions match their words? Stoicism teaches us to focus on what people do, not what they say. If someone's lying without a shred of guilt, don't argue. Just set boundaries and walk away. Your peace is worth more than their fiction. Sign 4, zero empathy. Seneca called humans social creatures, meant to share in each other's joys and struggles. Empathy is what connects us. It's the glue of real relationships. But for evil people, your feelings are just pawns in their game. They don't care about your happiness or pain unless it serves their agenda. Picture this, you're opening up about something tough, and instead of listening, they brush you off. Oh, that's nothing. You should hear about my day. It's not a one-off. It's a pattern. They can't or won't step outside their own world to care about yours. I've seen this firsthand. A friend once shared a painful story, and the person across from them just smirked, like they were secretly enjoying the drama. That lack of empathy isn't just cold. It's a window into their soul. Evil people might fake compassion when it suits them, but the mask always slips. Marcus Aurelius said, "No more arguing about what a good man should be one." Surround yourself with people who lift you up, not ones who dismiss your struggles. Set firm boundaries and don't let their indifference dim your worth. True connection is built on empathy, not exploitation. Sign 5, obsessed with control. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Your mind is under your control, not external circumstances. Realize this, and you'll find strength." But for evil people, control isn't just a preference. It's their lifeline. They don't just want to influence you. They want to run the show, from your decisions to your thoughts. I had a friend like this once. At first, their advice felt helpful, like they were looking out for me. But over time, it turned into something else. They'd question every choice I made, dropping subtle digs like, "Are you sure you're ready for that project? Maybe you should let me handle it." It wasn't about helping, it was about keeping me in their shadow. These people don't care about your growth. They want you dependent, doubting yourself so they can stay in charge. They'll use guilt, shame, or even flattery to keep you hooked. I remember feeling like I couldn't trust my own judgment anymore. That's how deep their control ran. Epictetus nailed it when he said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life." Evil people know this, and they'll do anything to cage your mind. So, how do you break free? Ask yourself, does this person respect my choices, or are they trying to steer my life? Trust your gut and set boundaries. Your autonomy is your superpower. Don't let anyone take it. Surround yourself with people who empower you to shine, not ones who clip your wings. Sign 6, masters of blame and deflection. Seneca once pointed out that people often choose trust over judgment, and that's exactly what evil individuals exploit. Instead of owning their mistakes, they spin stories to make themselves the victim and you the bad guy. It's like they've got a PhD in dodging accountability. I worked with someone like this on a group project. When things went off the rails, she'd point fingers at everyone else, especially me. She'd say stuff like, "If you'd been more organized, this wouldn't have happened," with this fake concerned tone that made me second-guess myself. It took a while to realize she was just deflecting her own screw-ups. These people are pros at twisting reality. They'll make you feel guilty for things that aren't your fault, all while painting themselves as innocent. Marcus Aurelius said, "The truth stands on its own." When you're dealing with someone who's always shifting blame, stick to the facts. Don't let their emotional games pull you in. If they try to pin something on you, calmly ask for specifics or proof. It throws them off because lies crumble under scrutiny. Set clear boundaries and refuse to play their game. Your integrity is your anchor, hold on to it. Evil people thrive when you doubt yourself, so stay grounded in what's real. Sign 7. They thrive on others' pain. This one's chilling. Epictetus advised us to surround ourselves with people who make us better. But evil individuals? They're the opposite. They get a twisted kick out of seeing others suffer. It's not always obvious. It might start with a snarky comment, a smug grin when someone fails, or a laugh at someone's expense. But over time, you see the pattern. I knew someone who'd light up when sharing gossip about other people's misfortunes. Once, she practically gloated when a coworker got called out in a meeting. At first, I thought she was just being petty, but it was more than that. She enjoyed watching others crash and burn. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than one who never faces adversity." But for these people, Adversity isn't a lesson. It's their fuel. They don't build themselves up through hard work. They tear others down to feel taller. Deep down, it's about their own insecurity. They need you to fail so they can feel better about themselves. How do you handle this? Recognize the signs. Do they mock others' struggles? Do they seem to enjoy drama? If so, distance yourself. Stoicism teaches us to protect our self-worth and choose relationships that lift us up. Don't waste your energy on people who feed off pain. Seek out those who celebrate your wins and support you through your losses. That's where real growth happens. Sign 8. Isolation as a weapon. Marcus Aurelius said humans are built for connection. Our strength comes from unity and shared support. But evil people, they want to flip that on its head. One of their sneakiest tricks is isolating you from your friends, family, or anyone who has your back. Why? Because when you're alone, you're easier to control. I had a friend who seemed super caring at first, but then she started dropping little comments about my inner circle. Your best friend doesn't really get you, she'd say, or your family's holding you back. It sounded like concern, but over time, I noticed I was pulling away from the people who mattered most, and she was the only one left in my corner. This isn't accidental. It's a calculated move. Evil people sow doubt to cut you off from your support system, making you feel like they're the only one you can trust. The more isolated you are, the more power they have. But here's the truth. Real strength lies in community. Stoicism reminds us we're not meant to go it alone. If you're feeling disconnected or lonely, hit pause and check in. Are you drifting from your loved ones because of someone's influence? Reach out to your friends or family, even if it's just a quick call. Those connections are your anchor. Don't let anyone convince you to ditch the people who truly care. Protect your relationships. They're your shield against manipulation. Sign 9. Hidden jealousy. Envy is a nasty emotion, but it's even worse when it's dressed up as something else, like fake support or helpful advice. Seneca called envy the ulcer of the soul, and evil people use it to chip away at your confidence. They can't handle your success or happiness, so they disguise their jealousy as concern. I had a friend who'd always comment on my wins with a backhanded twist. After I nailed a big project, she'd say, "That's awesome, but don't get too comfy. There's always someone better out there." It sounded like advice, but it was really just a jab to make me doubt myself. Jealous people don't cheer for you, they undermine you. Their compliments come with a sting, like, "Great job, but maybe next time aim higher." It's not about helping you grow. It's about keeping you small so they feel bigger. Stoicism teaches us to trust our instincts. If someone's praise feels off, dig deeper. Are they genuinely happy for you? Or is there a hint of resentment? Protect yourself by setting boundaries and leaning into relationships with people who celebrate your light without trying to dim it. You don't need to shrink to make others comfortable. Shine bright and let the haters deal with it. Sign 10. No remorse, no change. Marcus Aurelius said we shouldn't waste time debating what a good person is. Just be one. But evil people? They're not interested in growth. They have an unrepentant heart, clinging to their toxic ways without a shred of remorse. They never admit fault, and they'll twist any situation to avoid accountability. I knew someone who'd always have an excuse when they messed up. If they hurt someone, they'd say, "Well, they deserved it." Or, "I'm not perfect. Nobody is." When you tried to call them out, they'd flip it, accusing you of being too sensitive. It was never about fixing things, just dodging blame. This refusal to reflect or change is a dead giveaway. While Stoics see mistakes as chances to grow, evil people see them as threats to their ego. They'd rather double down than admit they're wrong. That's not strength. It's weakness dressed up as pride. To protect yourself, don't waste energy trying to change them. Instead, focus on people who own their flaws and work to be better. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to invest in relationships that elevate our lives. If someone's stuck in their ways, justifying every bad move, walk away. Your peace is too valuable to waste on someone who refuses to grow. And there you have it. 10 undeniable signs of an evil person. Knowing these red flags is like having a superpower. Evil people only thrive when you don't see them coming. Once you're aware, you can set boundaries, guard your energy, and keep your inner peace locked down tight. Marcus Aurelius said true strength is mastering your mind and reactions. So don't let toxic people mess with your serenity. Surround yourself with those who lift you up, respect your boundaries, and celebrate your light. If you loved this series, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop "I see the signs" in the comments to join the squad. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and let's keep spreading wisdom. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video for more ways to live your best life. Stay strong, stay aware, and keep shining.